Hey, what is up, Flav City family? It's Bobby coming at you from Costco because a lot of you guys have been asking me lately, hey Bobby, what cooking oil should I use? Which one should I avoid? When to use them? When not to use them? So I thought Art and I would come back to Costco, the site of our infamous Healthy Costco haul video. I'm surprised they didn't recognize us at the front door and kick us out because I want to go through a bunch of oils here like olive oil, avocado oil, canola oil, veggie oil, coconut oil, and grapeseed oil. Heck, there's a lot. It's confusing just remembering how many oils there are. I want to tell you why you should avoid some, why you should use others, and when to do them, and maybe we can set the record straight. All right, let's do it. All right, first up is my favorite, olive oil. Now, there's two kinds of olive oils you really need to concern yourself with. There's regular olive oil and extra virgin. Okay, extra virgin is the good stuff, meaning it's cold pressed, it's virgin, it's never been processed, or heat has never been put to it. It's often very grassy or fruity or spicy, and it's great for finishing dishes. This is what happens after the extra virgin press. A little bit of heat is added, and it's a regular olive oil. The flavor is not nearly as robust or as clean as extra virgin, but it's really good for cooking. Now, there's a lot of myths out there when it comes to olive oil. And a lot of people leave comments on my videos saying, Bob, you can't cook with olive oil. When you saute it, it turns to trans fat, or it burns and becomes carcinogenic and you're gonna get cancer. Dude, when did these myths start perpetrating society? These are completely wrong. There's really two things you want to care about when it comes to olive oil: smoke point and oxidative stability. Smoke point is the temperature at which the oil starts to break down, and oxidative stability is how does the fat react with oxygen. And it turns out on both occasions, it's really good. Olive oil is a surprisingly very stable oil at high temperatures. The reason why is it's a monounsaturated fat. Those are really stable fats that can handle high heat. The only downside of cooking, say, with extra virgin olive oil is that when you put heat to it, you kind of degrade or ruin the taste or the flavor, but not the actual quality. So it will never turn to trans fat. But you want to finish dishes with extra virgin olive oil and cook with regular olive oil. So I would use this to make my best ever meatball recipe and drizzle over extra virgin olive oil at the end. I would make my keto skin on crispy chicken thighs and then drizzle this to make a salsa verde at the end. My low carb pesto pasta with shirataki noodles. I would also use it to make my famous kale salad that I eat for lunch 5 out of 7 days of the week. And I would use this to finish off my breakfast frittata with basil oil. All three of those recipes are part of the same blog post that use 10 fresh ingredients for the same 5 recipes. I'll put that link down below. But the smoke point of olive oil is somewhere between 375 and 405. Meaning you could actually deep fat fry with this. And if you go to Italy, they deep fry artichokes in olive oil and it doesn't burn at all. So it's mostly 87% monounsaturated and saturated fat, meaning it's incredibly stable. It won't burn. It won't give you cancer. It won't give you trans fats. You're good to go with olive oil. That's the final word. All right, next up, let's talk about coconut oil. Talk about a roller coaster ride that this guy's been on. Like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, popular as can be. It was the it fat. Everybody was using it. Then last year, a bunch of scientists and doctors came out with articles saying, it's a myth. This stuff will kill you. It's worse than butter. It's a saturated fat that clogs your arteries. Okay, here's the deal. It's a good fat and a good oil to use because not all saturated fats are bad for you. Okay, on the surface, you'd be like, ooh, saturated fat is saturated fat, but coconut oil is not. If you peel back the curtain, you'll see that it's actually high in very rare fats that are found almost in no other foods called lauric acid and medium chain fatty acids. So knowing that, it actually makes it a good saturated fat that you want to use in moderation. You don't want to go crazy, but it's way healthier than saturated fats like lard and tallow and butter. It has a very high smoke point. It's a very stable saturated fat, so it doesn't degrade and burn easily. You can use it as a one-to-one replacement for butter in baking, and studies have actually shown, get this, that it's good for your good cholesterol, your HDL, and it's good for your lowering your bad cholesterol, LDL. So take that, doctors. I know there's tons of work out there and tons of studies, but I'm standing by this. I would use it. Desi, my wife, has great recipes for baking using this to make gluten-free, dairy-free banana bread, to make quinoa power muffins, to make her gluten-free, dairy-free brownies, and I have a gluten-free, dairy-free cornbread skillet recipe that is delicious. I also use this to coconut oil pull. It's really good for your gums and really good for teeth whitening, but make sure you look for cold pressed and unrefined or extra virgin coconut oil. That means it hasn't been processed, it's the real deal. And I also use this to put in my hair in the winter when it's dry for 30 minutes. I just rub it all around. I look like an oily mess, but 30 minutes later after I shower, I look like Sofia Vergara just came out of the shower from my Head and Shoulders commercial, dude. All right, time to get to the bad boys on the list, the ones you really, really want to stay away from because they're absolutely toxic. That would be veggie oil and canola oils. These are cheap oils that are toxic because they're so highly refined. So basically a long time ago, this actually wasn't too bad, this veggie oil and this canola oil. It was made from the rapeseed plant, it was pressed, and it actually had some good health benefits like omega-3s. But then in the mid-90s, our good buddies Monsanto came along and made GMO corn and veggies and rapeseed and completely changed the DNA structure of these plants and ruined it because they made it more stable and they made it so all the health benefits like the omega-3s went away. And this oil is toxic because it's so highly refined. It's a cheap vegetable. They want to get every square inch of oil out of it. So they press it and extract it at extremely high temperatures and use a chemical solvent known as hexane to get rid of it. They say all the hexane is eliminated when they filter it. They just use it to extract all the oil. I don't want to eat something and use something that has hexane used to extract it. Plus, the worst part about this is it's processed and produced at such high pressures, high temperatures, that you change the chemical structure of the polyunsaturated fat into a trans fat. That's right, they take a perfectly good polyunsaturated fatty chain and turn it into a trans fat. So when your body ingests it, it doesn't know what it is, and it's stored as a man-made trans fat, which is horrible, horrible for you. So for those reasons, you gotta stay away from these. And I know they're cheap, and you might wanna deep fry with these. I would say, as an alternative, they have something here at Costco called the Mediterranean Oil Blend. Even I use it sometimes because, can you see, Art? It's a mix of canola, olive, and grapeseed. The thing is, I don't know the percentages, and my guess is they're using heavier canola, but it gets expensive to like deep fry with avocado oil or 100% olive oil. So I would say use the blend, but stay away from these because they are not good for you and they're really, really toxic. All right, these go back. They're not going in my cart. Let's move on to something a little better for us. Also stay away from corn oil. It's just as bad for you as canola or veggie. All right, moving on. Hey, if you can find like sunflower oil that's expeller pressed, that's fine. But if it's not expeller or cold pressed, that means it's refined just too much. Hey, this wasn't actually part of my video, but cooking sprays like these, really bad. Stay away from. Number one is canola oil, but even the olive oil ones are bad because they have a propellant on there. Instead, you want to go for like this avocado oil spray is really good because it clearly says chemical free. There's no chemical propellant that helps the oil come out of the spray bottle. So it turns out these are really toxic too. And then avocado oil. Avocado oil, well, if you saw my Costco haul video, you know I have a love-hate relationship with the avocado oil here at Costco. It's a great oil to cook with. It has a very high smoke point and it's very high in oleic acid, which is a heart-healthy oil. It's also, like olive oil, good for your good cholesterol, your HDL, and it helps lower your bad cholesterol, your LDL. And the beautiful thing about avocado oil, unlike any oil we've really talked about so far, is that it has no flavor. It's completely neutral. So if you're cooking a dish, like say my keto sausage McMuffin breakfast meal prep, and you don't want the flavor of olive oil to go into the food, you use this. By the way, make that recipe. I'll put it down below. It has an almond flour biscuit, chicken sausage patty covered in cheese, and egg with creamy chia seed pudding. It's one of my favorite keto breakfast recipes ever. The thing is, when you're buying avocado oil, you want to see where it says cold pressed or extra virgin, and this doesn't have it. And if you saw my Costco haul video, They pulled the old switcheroo here at Costco. They used to carry for the longest time a brand called Chosen Foods, which was cold pressed, extra virgin, and the best price ever. If you still have Chosen Foods at your Costco, buy like a year's supply. Tell me where it is. I'll fly there and get some myself. They don't have it, but the best deal on Chosen Foods you can get besides what used to be here is now Walmart. So if you can get the cold pressed virgin, it's great. Otherwise, expeller pressed is okay. All right, the last oil I want to talk about is grapeseed oil. Unfortunately, they don't have it here at Costco, but it's interesting. You want to buy cold pressed or virgin or expeller pressed grapeseed oil. Otherwise, I recently found out it's just as bad for you as this corn oil, canola, and veggie oil because it's extremely refined, extremely processed, and once again, they use that nasty chemical solvent known as hexane. Grapeseed oil is pretty interesting. The wine industry is responsible for bringing it to the public. They said, hey, we have all these seeds of grapes after we make the wine. What can we do with it? Let's press them and turn them into oil and sell them to people. And it's great because, once again, it's a high heat oil that's very stable and it has no flavor. So it's great for frying, it's great for high heat cooking and not adding any flavor to the food, much like the avocado oil. But read the label. Like I said, if it doesn't have, if it doesn't say cold pressed, if it doesn't say virgin, if it doesn't say expeller pressed, it's garbage. All right, I think that's it, you guys. We just nailed this video. I hope that kind of cleared up any questions or myths out there about oils. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this or have other kind of haul videos you want to see, you let us know. Check out my Costco haul video that Art and I did a few months ago. Check out our Aldi haul video. But we will see you very soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love. Peace.